which you know what's so in this, I guess we're just going to talk about it because we're here. I think the number one thing that was so mind-boggling about that art teacher, and it has less to do with her and just more to do with how we're changing as a society and just how more attractive women are doing things that are something that we typically wouldn't expect attractive women to do.
Okay.
Right? For instance, that art teacher, she's an attractive woman, but she's not anything spectacular, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she is an above average woman. She has a very nice body, whether it be bought or she worked hard for it, whatever it may be. But I think the number one thing that made people so uncomfortable with her looking the way she did is that she looked the way she did and she had a skill. And the skill set happened to be working with children, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was able to draw some cartoon characters, right? And this is not to downplay, her artistic ability. I don't know what she's capable of, but every time I've seen her draw something, it was, on the iPad, and it was very, cartoony, right? But typically, when we close our eyes and we think of an art teacher, you would think of like a tall, thin white woman that looks a little homely, right? And
either very plain or very hippie or
very
very
hippie.
average, very not what that art teacher
was.
You're right.
And so then when you imagine what you would think a teacher in general would be, and then you see her, you go, oh, this makes me uncomfortable because how is it that you have all of that and you have a skill? And this dawned on me because the other day, which was yesterday, but I was watching the trial for the Parkland shooter, right? And I'm listening to this judge read down everything, and I'm not seeing the judge. I'm not seeing the judge at all. But I'm listening to them reading all the verdicts, and it's taking forever and saying all these, words that I don't quite understand because a lot of it's legal terminology, which is designed for us simple people not to understand, right? But as I'm reading it, or as I'm listening to it, I'm imagining in my head what a typical woman judge would be for me. Before I describe what I think, you tell me what you would think. That's what you're thinking?
Oh, I thought that's what you were gonna say.
But what would you think if you're thinking, okay, this is a woman judge? What are you thinking?
Attractive wouldn't be the first thing that comes to my mind. That much
Right.
I can say.
Right. I'm thinking this is a white woman, might have a little bit extra weight on her, or not, maybe like a Judge Judy. But I think Judge Judy, no. My guess would have been little overweight, Aggie looking, right? Looks like she shouldn't be judging people, but she worked hard, so that now she can actually judge people instead of being judged, right? That's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
They put this woman on camera, attractive woman, thin, looks like she might, be some sort of Italian or whatever. Or at first I thought she could have been Hispanic, but an attractive woman. And I'm like, that's the judge.
You didn't expect it.
But watch this. My mind immediately went to, oh, this is a fucking hoax. This is a joke. This has got to be.
Fucked up.
I know it's fucked up, but it's fucked up because in my head, I'm thinking that this person can't be attractive and do this and take it all serious. Like if she gave me a life, I'm like, she's playing. She gonna let me off. You see what I'm saying? But it has to do with, I'm just so conditioned to seeing women that were attractive
not need to have a skill,
not do shit that's skillful that requires
you didn't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing, okay, if you're attractive, then you were a cheerleader. You weren't a bookworm when you were attractive. You were popping. You were out, doing things. You weren't, because clearly, this woman that's a judge went to school. She's very intelligent, very,
hardworking,
hardworking,
dedicated. Yeah.
dedicated. Boom, she's in this position where she's a judge. She got here based on her merit, not her looks, but I'm still stuck in this antiquated way of thinking where I'm going, oh, she's in this position. There's no way that she looks attractive too. It's almost like, but not that I'm mad at it. I'm like, oh shit.
No,
but
it's unexpected.
It's unexpected.
But that's fucked up.
But is that just me?
I don't think it's just you. I think it's society, but it is fucked up.
But it's the same way with a teacher. When I think of a teacher, I don't think that, like, if I never met any of my son's teachers, right, and I was just speaking to them, I wouldn't think that I would walk in and see someone that looked like
but it's just
you.
like, okay, respectfully, because I mean, my mom's a teacher and I know teachers, but it's just like,
I know
the judge I could see versus a teacher, like,
I know, but I'm saying, I'm not saying
and
that teachers
I say
can't
that
be
very
attractive.
respectfully.
My mother was a teacher, so
Yeah.
I know that teachers can be attractive. But
Well, I'm not just saying that. Like, you make it seem like anybody can be a teacher. That doesn't require a whole lot of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're downplaying teachers.
That's why I kept saying respectfully. Because when you said judge, I'm like, okay, well, that's not a position that anybody could,
right,
attain.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully, love teachers, but I mean, okay.
I get what you're saying.
I was an art teacher.
I was going completely different in a different direction.
That's why I'm like, you make it seem like it's hard to be a teacher, but okay.
I don't know. So I guess just to cut the short shit short, there's still a part of me that has the mindset of if you're good looking, then there's no way you're smart with it. But it's not just for women. Like, I would see it with athletes too, right? If you're like,
there's a stereotype.
There's a stereotype, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're a big, strong,
and it's mostly correct.
Well, I think on both sides, right? But I'd argue there aren't a lot of people that are intelligent and not everyone's a judge, right? Perfect example.
Right.
Not everyone's a judge. So period.
Yeah.
And so not everyone is as intelligent as a judge, or even, let's say, a good looking doctor, right? We put this on like Grey's Anatomy, right? What was his name? Dr. McHottie or some shit, Dr. McSteamy or some shit like that.
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Even though that was fiction, and I know I'm bringing in, reality and fiction, but even then that was such a big deal, because when you think of a doctor, you think of some not attractive person, whatever.
It catches you off guard.
It catches you off guard.
Right.
Because I do work around doctors that are attractive people, both men and women, and it catches you off guard. You're like, oh shit, like you're attractive too, like you're smart and attractive. It's almost like you can't have it all. I have a hard time believing that you can read as good as you read with that ass and those titties. There's no way. There's no.
You want me?
You, yes. When I hear you read, I'm kind of impressed. I go, damn, she can actually read, and it makes me go, how the fuck do you have it all? There's no way that you can have nice teeth, nice titties, nice
and
ass,
be able to read
and be literate. That's fucking unfair.
I was like, what are you talking about?
That's unfair. So I can see,
Nathan.
I can see a world where people would be in shock and awe and in hate. And we're going back to the teacher, or just anyone in general, where it looks like you have everything.
Because it seems unfair,
right?
To your point,
right?
Yeah.
It's like you look at LeBron James, and you go, he's a fucking super freak human being that is tall, athletic as shit, built perfectly,
and he's also
he's
smart.
Fucking smart,
yeah,
right? But you want to believe that there's no way he can read a book,
right? Because most aren't,
right? And then if he couldn't read a book, we would actually like him probably more, or be less intimidated by it.
It is. Right. It's the intimidation.
Right. Just like if you couldn't do long division, I wouldn't be upset.
That happened to me, what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I think it was yesterday too. Like,
oh shit.
No, for real.
Someone gave you a math equation and you
No. What we're talking about. Like being like surprised about how attractive somebody is, and because I had to have a conversation with someone because we work with athletes, and she's an attorney, and I had to look her up because I couldn't find her information. But before I looked her up, I spoke with her on the phone. Very nice, and I didn't think anything of it. But when I looked her up, like, she's like a beautiful woman, and I was like, oh, like, I didn't expect that. I don't know why, but I'm like, damn. But the same thing, I'm like, wow, like, good for her. She's gorgeous, and she's an attorney, and she has a great job representing athletes. Like, wow, what a great life. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and I know you feel the way you feel about people. You believe that most people are ugly, and yeah, I know you feel. But do you think that maybe we're just getting more attractive as a people because of the way how well we take care of ourselves and the way we carry ourselves and things like that?
No, because I don't think. No.
You just think more attractive people are just putting themselves in positions to where they're
and then if we want to go there as far as women are concerned, women in general are now in positions that they weren't in, so that includes more attractive women too.
Okay, good. So fair enough. That makes sense. So years ago, it would have been if you're attractive, you would have just attached yourself to this man that was a high value man because now.
You kind of maybe you had to
because of lack of opportunities,
right.
But also that was your gift. Like that was
Why
the position.
Why would you waste that on law school?
Right. But now you can have law school, have that, and have whatever you want. Or so maybe it's just
right.
Yeah.
But it does like. And I think it happens. I would say most people would agree with that. Like certain things catch you off guard when you see attractive people doing either regular shit,
right,
or hot shit.
Yeah, what makes me feel really good at night?
What?
When I watch you put your glasses on, and then
say that. And then, do people know your theory?
So I have a theory that the bigger and the nicer your titties are, the blinder you are. Right. You are fucking blind.
I am blind.
And so you could do everything to include read, but not with your raw eyeballs. Right. You need assistive devices.
I wouldn't make it in
You're handicapped.
Apocalypse.
You're handicapped.
Dead.
Right. So it makes me feel better about me when I see you put, because then I go, oh, that's where, yeah. And just to be clear, people, I do believe that you can't have it all. Something has to give, right? So if you have big titties, then your body took all the time and energy to give you big titties, and it spent less time.
You hear yourself?
I do, and I believe it, and I believe it only because my perception has told me that there's some truth to what I'm saying, because all the busty women in my life need glasses. So there's that.
Oh God.
There's that, and I think the bigger, the blinder. I think the bigger, the blinder. So all you F titties, J titties out there, I don't even think you have eyes. You don't have eyes.
Yikes.
And for
you don't have eyes.
For the people out there that have small breasts and bad eyes, you
what happened there?
You failed. Your body failed you. Something, you have big feet. Something's big.
It went somewhere.
Something's big. Yeah. But I'm willing to be wrong about my judgment.
Yeah, maybe you'll get some feedback.
And maybe I'll get some feedback, and maybe some woman out there with 2020
with double D's.
Double D 2020. Because right now I believe that the D in macular degeneration is those D tits.
Oh God.
That's what it is. I'm telling you right now. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Correct them if you want. But I bet you they shrink on you. What do you want in life? All right. What do I have next? Oh, gosh. You feel free to say pass if you want to pass on this.